Making women look dumb is a disturbing is a disturbing new podcast trend. It's not a trend. It's not new, for shame. Uh, a podcast with hundreds of thousands of subscribers and followers across online platforms is stoking the flames of controversy by belittling female guests and making them look dumb. I've actually seen an awful lot of clips. I've never actually watched an episode of the podcast, but I'm like most other people where I've just seen the clips all over the place. It seems to me that these women are just saying things and the guys are responding to the things that they say. That's that's what it looks like to me. Whatever, hosted by Brian Atlas, masquerades as a dating talk show while delving into gender roles, body counts, and the legitimacy of the patriarchy. I mean, if you're talking about the gender roles and body counts, that is directly related to dating talk, since, when people are choosing their partners, those things do factor very heavily into that. The podcast team uses social media to seek women panelists, only to later roast them online in snippets pandering to the virality of the inflammatory hot takes. No, it's not. They're just posting the stuff that they said. That's all it is. They're just posting stuff that the women said. In other words, it's perfect clickbait. I'll give it to Atlas. That guy, he's fucking definitely knows how to do PR. The guy's very, very good at what he does. In one episode, the panelists, who are all women, rate themselves as 10s, much to Atlas's shock. I remember that episode, they were not 10s. But then again, like, someone's one man's 10 could be another man's 2 and stuff like that. I have extremely weird taste in women. Like, I don't know. See how, like, your traditional, like, big blonde bimbos and all that stuff? I'm not into that as well. I'm not into that. It's like, I don't know. I like women who look weird. Sorry, Sue. It's like, look at the size of this woman. That's interesting. I'm sorry. I bully the fuck out my wife. I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to rate you guys, but none of you are 10, he says in response, prompting a chorus of agreement in the comments by users cruelly joking about the women's weight and appearance. He then gave an honest one about himself. He says that he was a 5.5 on a good day. Right? He then gave himself honestly, he says, I am an average man. Right? I mean, I'm a 4.5, but I can hit 5.5 if I really tidy up. Right? If I really tidy myself up. And another, Atlas grills the panelists on their body counts or how many people they've been intimate with, and is met with resistance. You mean they didn't have to say? Some of them did. They didn't have to. I mean, a woman's body count is a woman's body count. You can sleep with as many people as you want. Your body, your choice, your rules. Just the same as I have the right to, like, not want to date you. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, if you're in triple digits, even if we're not dating, you're out of your mind if you think I'm letting you meet my mother. It doesn't matter to me, but it matters to you guys. One woman said, gesturing to the men across the table. So I'm not going to go and put myself out there and say my body count just for you two to ridicule me or something. Why? I mean, you could turn around and you could say something like, 8 or whatever. And I think, for someone that's like 26 or whatever, that's pretty fucking normal. Kind of low by modern standards, like, to be honest. But what was I talking about? I had a point I wanted to make. Sorry, I do these late when I'm tired. So I'm not going to go and put myself out there and say my body count for you. She didn't have to answer the question, but it's like, it bothers you. But see the fact that she's hiding it, I'm not going to say it. It's kind of like, because it's fucked up. That's why. Well, OnlyFans model Nicolette Nicole admitted that her appearance on the podcast was to bolster her own following. That's the thing is, yeah, a lot of the girls go on there just to shout out their OnlyFans. She told Vice that the clips were definitely chosen to create controversy and make her look dumb and shame her. Clips chosen to create controversy. Welcome to PR marketing. Literally every single other podcast does it. Except us, we don't do that on TISM. On Twitter and TikTok, the video's provocative one-line captions lure thousands to millions of views. OnlyFans girl gets roasted, the podcast tweeted. They think they are 10s. What about with no makeup, reads another tweet. On Twitter, whatever often promotes videos from conservative commentator Ben Shapiro and champions disgraced internet personality Andrew Tate. It's because the guys are obviously conservative and those are guys that would much rather have traditional women. That's which is becoming a big thing nowadays. Have you noticed that? I know a lot of guys that some work for me, that whenever they hear certain red flags for women, they reject the women. Now, for the longest time, it was women rejecting the men. The men had to be the ones to try hard to actually like date women. You know, you need to be buff, you need to be making a lot of money, you need to be doing this, that, blah, 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 blah. So and that for the longest time, if men if men had any kind of standards where it's like, okay, well, if that's what I have to deliver, you've to deliver on this. You peg, you should just accept me. Like, what do you bring to relationship? Me. Like that, like those ones, right? Fuck off. If men that had any kind of standards at all, we were attacked for it. You know, I won't date a fat woman. You're so fat phobic. No, I just don't want to be a widower. Like, you know what I mean? But if men had any kind of standards, you know, that was it. You were attacked for it. But now it's becoming, these men are going, no, fuck that. We're going to have standards now. And now you're getting men rejecting women, right? You're getting, you know, I'm not going to say his name or anything, but a member of my staff, I'm not going to say specifically, but the woman told him something and he said, oh, okay, that's not for me, but, you know, thank you very much for your time. She couldn't comprehend the rejection. She just couldn't get it, right? Another one that's a famous post where a guy said something like, oh, that's a very nice like painting you have in the background or something. It was a screenshot from like a dating website. And the girl says, well, if you like that, you should see my tits. And she's like, and then the guy like unmatched me and blocked me. I don't understand men anymore. It's men don't want whores. Like, putting it bluntly, men don't want whores. And when women are coming out with their body count, men are going, you know, that's fine, you do you, but, you know, that's not for me. That's not the type of girl that I'm looking for. And now women are starting to go, what the fuck? And it's like, yeah, men are starting to have standards, which is wonderful. Because that's right, you don't have to do absolutely everything about your character for the women. You can also expect some things as well. You know, it's not wrong to expect that. A relationship is a two-way thing. You know, if the person has factors or qualities about them that you don't like, then don't date them. You know, like, oh, I told my body count to a man, and he said, well, go find a man who's comfortable with your body count. And good luck with that. Tate has been accused of sexual assault. What does this have to fucking do with the article? Sexual assault and physical abuse after serving time in a Romanian prison on charges of rape, trafficking, and organised crime. He has declared his innocence. The podcast following has grown amid backlash, with aghast critics slamming the show for talking down to women while dubbing Atlas an Andrew Tate wannabe. He doesn't strike me as that at all. No, he's just basically... He is a little bit snarky sometimes, but he doesn't strike me as that. Tell me you despise women without telling me you despise women, and don't forget the condescension one Redditor snarked. Well, you were on Reddit. Is it just me, or do all of those women look incredibly uncomfortable? Wrote another, in part, well, they can get up and leave many times. A lot of them do. The post has reached out to Atlas for comment, and I'm going to bet that he told you to fuck off. Yeah, which is the smart thing to do. Anytime journalists contact you about anything, just tell them to fuck off. See, even if you say something that absolutely admonishes yourself and like proves that you done nothing wrong, they're like, oh shit, it looks like you done. They won't print it. They will print nothing that makes you look good. Right, so just don't reply to journalists. In one clip, Afualo, don't know how you pronounce that, stitches a snippet of Atlas calling a female panellist not a 10 in reference to her looks, to which he says, that's just your opinion. That's right. Because like I said, you know, one man's 10 is another man's 2. For me, you know, the key to my heart, you know, the way to get on this massive 1.3 inch penis is see if you look like Wizadora. Right, okay, Wizadora's in her fucking 60s now. I don't care, I didn't stutter. Still would. I've seen pictures of her now. I still would. Right, and everyone's like, Wizadora, in that show, she looks about like fucking 18 or 17 or some shit. Yeah, I was 11. Right, that's me, first boner. Wizadora. I don't give a fuck. And another, I always wished I was Wurzel Gummidge because he gets to hug her sometimes. A lot of trauma's coming to the surface here. And another Afualo responds to a video of the Whatever podcast featuring Atlas, claims that men are more oppressed than women. There are a lot more social expectations on men than there are women. There is. And also, there's shit tons of safety nets out there for women. There's none for men. Why people continue to go on this podcast, I just can't even begin to understand. It's to promote their OnlyFans. Fuck this podcast for real. Whatever isn't the first podcast of its kind to ignite frenzied fury online, or as Vice put it, fuel the gender culture war. TikTok and Twitter are flooded with snippets of talk shows. Read men in their living rooms with microphones that are prompting women to mock them and beg them to stop giving men microphones. I didn't understand that paragraph at all. Essence Girls United writer Kenyatta Victoria this week pointed out that everyone seems to have a podcast these days, which is, we started TISM like fucking 3-4 years ago. Like, TISM will be coming back soon. The problem is because Bearing's in Australia and Jeremy's in America, we need to film it like midnight UK time, and I've got 2 young kids, so it's kind of difficult for me. What was once a space where people could report and speak on specific topics with experts has become an opportunity for someone to project their emotions and opinions that don't involve them. Victoria wrote, urging viewers to amplify those who approach the craft ethically and responsibly rather than constantly fueling the ego, even though these women are going on there specifically to promote their OnlyFans and to make money. But yeah, these are just, like, women are just saying things and people are responding to it. Like, they're not sitting there where it's just a bunch of guys and they're like, women are dumb, women are fucking stupid, and all that stuff. Women are going on the show saying stupid things, and the men are going, that's stupid. What you just said was pretty stupid. So, just basically, moral of the story is, it's not men doing it.